Hey everybody, the Reeswerrel here, and welcome back to more of the Great Ace Attorney. Okay. Right. I'm just kind of confused as to what I'm doing. We're partway through the second case. Yeah, or the second episode. I always call them cases. It's same thing. Alright, let's do it. And actually, in editing, I did look at the beginning cutscene of the case, and it would appear that the snake is known as a speckled band. I can't quite remember the other details, but yeah, I was correct. When I mentioned, I can't remember what I said exactly, I was like, wait a minute, is her pet a snake? Because Asugi said that he saw a speckled band. And then that's when I started to go onto that. It's like thinking it was a snake. Either way, the first class cabins. I can't believe he threw us out. Don't you mean she? And I can't believe we didn't manage to learn anything about that speckled band. It's a snake. Not being able to fully investigate that cabin didn't help matters either. Worst of all... Oh, great. Now that sailor is watching us even more closely than he was before. More like he's staring daggers at me. Oh, come to think of it. What's the matter? Where did that great detective of yours run off to? Ah, now that you mention it, I haven't seen him skulking about for a while now. When did he slip away? He dutifully cuffed me again, then vanished into thin air. Can I just lose the cuffs? Oh, I guess we can't do much aside from move. I could talk to the sailor. He would only, yell at me, probably. Alright, back to Asugi's cabin. I honestly think the whole, the thing at the top that basically tells you... I can't remember, how was it laid out in Spirit of Justice? I can't remember if that had just, a grid of all the different locations. I don't mind it like this, though. Let's see, what does this one say? First class cabin, a young Russian ballerina named Nikomina Borshevich has been hiding here as a refugee while in disguise. With Mr. Stroganoff here, I believe that entering the cabin will prove difficult. That's like how everything's black and white if you can't go into it. Very nice. Oh, never mind. We can actually go in here. Oh. That reminds me, we haven't been here in a while, have we? Oh, she actually has different dialogue. Ah, cool. Not too shabby. Bloody hell, that's loud. Being shot. Looks like they're still investigating the scene. That reminds me. I wonder if Detective Hosonaga is still alive. That's an odd thing to say. What do you mean by that? Because he coughed up blood? Naruhodo, have you forgotten already? In order to grant you, a prisoner, the opportunity to investigate freely. He said something like, I will give my very life, if only to persuade the captain. Oh, that's what she means. Okay, I suppose that makes sense. It's just a very odd statement to make. I wonder if he's still alive. Oh, you're right. He did say that. Well, I figured the give my very life part was just an exaggeration. Should we go check in with him then? He might have some new information for us. Where is he? Is he here? Oh, we're moving again. Unless he's in here, somewhere. Is it you? No, you're just the sailor. Oh, he's here. Oh, good. Why does he look... Has he been beaten up or something? He looks like he's got, marks on his face. Oh god, he did. Jesus. Wow. Okay, jeez. Welcome back. Detective Hosonaga. What's happened to you? Your face looks terrible. Ah, yes. Please, don't be alarmed. It's just a few bumps and bruises. What happened? I don't think I'd describe that as just a few bumps and bruises at all. As I was reporting to the captain in regards to the permission I gave you to investigate, the crew started to jeer at me for it. Punch him in the face and throw him overboard. What? Jesus. Soon, though, they decided to be content with only the punches, as you can now see. That's all it was, though. Nothing to be worried about. Jesus, you got beaten to a pulp. I guess he wasn't joking around when he said he'd put his life on the line. Thanks to you, we now understand the situation in the neighbouring cabin much better. Ah, so I've heard. Just a little earlier, a man billing himself as a Greek detective informed me of the events. As I recall, I believe he said his name was the Sherlock Holmes. That was obvious. Or something similar. I knew it. That man is everywhere. He's an incredible character. Anyway, since we're all here, would you like to compare notes? Yes, a wonderful idea. Alright, there we go. The cabin next door. Can you believe it? Nikomina Borshevich is in the cabin right next to us. Oh? You know who she is? For a lover of ballet, it would be impossible not to have heard of that lovely fairy. My god, he's getting a bit too excited. He got mad at me. Moving on. It seems settled that the adjacent cabin has no relation to the incident. I'm not so sure. Why do you say that? A lovely fairy could not possibly do evil. He got mad at me again. Excuse me, but has the investigation on this side made any further advancements? To be perfectly honest, there's not much we are able to do right now. We have our hands full ensuring the scene stays untouched until the Hong Kong police arrive. We've been told to keep an eye on things, and not to lift our watch for even a second. I see. Oh, I almost forgot. I do have one new piece of information. Oh? Please tell us anything you can. New info. Alright, tell me about it. So, what is this new information? Here, see for yourself. What the hell? This is a report that was written by the ship's doctor after his examination of the corpse. Oh, it's an autopsy. The Sugi's post-mortem. Well, yeah, autopsy report, post-mortem, same thing. I couldn't remember what they called it in this. I'm so used to it being called an autopsy, though, so I more than likely will call it that. Kazuma. So, how did he die? Blunt force trauma to the back of the head, is my guess. The fatal injury should be listed in the report. Oh god. Jesus. His neck was broken, it seems. Yes, about that. As we observed before, the victim had no visible external injuries. Initially, it was presumed that the cause of death was poison. However, the doctor's report states that there wasn't a single trace of poison in his body. Then, what was the murder weapon? Strength. Brute strength. That could not be determined, since there were no external injuries. I fear he may have been bludgeoned with some kind of blunt object that left no wound. I was right. I mean, I said, you know, I don't know if I said blunt weapon. I just said, you know, a blunt object to the back of the head. Something like that. I see. The central nervous system connects to the body throughout the cervical vertebrae. If one received a strong blow there, death without visible injury is not likely. Misugi. Sheesh. Here, I made a copy of the post-mortem report. Please feel free to take it with you. Huh? Is that really alright? He'll be fine. Because I believe in you. Ah. If I didn't, I would not have approved of you stepping foot outside this cabin to begin with. Right? That's true. I mean, to be fair, we've been part of an investigation where we were wrongly accused already, so... You know, Hosonaga should be on our side. Susato should be as well, to be honest. Like, why would she believe it? Postmortem has been filed in the court record. The postmortem made by the ship's doctor, cause of death was trauma to the cervical vertebrae, no traces of violence or poison. Huh. Great detective. Bum bum bum. Oh, so Mr. Holmes came by again, while we were gone? Yes. He seemed content inspecting the floor. In fact, he even crawled about for a bit. But after just a few minutes, he gave up and left. He seemed rather restless and impatient. Did that great detective say anything at all? Now that you mention it, he did say one thing in a very loud, boisterous voice. "This is shoe polish," he announced for all the world to hear. Shoe polish? I wonder what that's all about. Is that what's on the ground? As I recall, he was over there when he said it. Around where that broken bell is. Ah, okay, that's shoe polish. That looks a lot different in the picture. Yeah, in the picture in the top left, than what we can actually see. Was he referring to those brownish red marks on the floor, detective? Ah, yes, that's right. Oh, it's not blood. But how did he know it was shoe polish? For he is the great detective. I haven't the foggiest. When I asked, his reply was so convoluted, it made my head spin. Wait, was so convoluted, it that... Oh. I think that is not supposed to be there. His reply was so convoluted, it made my head spin. Is something wrong, Susato? To think of it, Kazuma had been wearing a pair of lace-up brownish red knee-high boots. Brownish red? I remember those boots. It was a red so dark they almost seemed black. He often tended to them with a polish that was a colour much like red wine. Ah, so then... that would make these the marks of Asugi's shoe polish. Floor markings have been filed in the court record. Strong markings from what might be Asugi's boot polish. A small glass object that was broken in half rests nearby. I'm afraid this is all I can offer to speak about. I have to return to my post soon. I can feel the sailor's eyes boring a hole into my head. I understand. Thank you very much. You seem rather fatigued, sir. Not at all, friends. I failed in my duty to protect Asugi. I owe you this much. Of course, my suffering is trivial compared to what you two must be going through. Moreover, my head has been hurting since this morning. I've been unable to do anything about it. A headache? Come to think of it, I can still feel that dull, throbbing pain in the back of my head. Oh, in the back of my head, too. What did we get clubbed with? Alright, well, we've spoken to him. Now we're gonna go. Kazuma's room... What do you think is happening there right now? Her little, like, not tips, but what she says are kind of like hints. Kind of. Well, the whole, like, what do you think is happening there right now? Makes me think I should go here. Bum bum. That's what it seems like. Alright. First class cabins. Is that guy still there? Oh! Look, Naruhodo. Mr. Stroganov is nowhere to be seen. Stroga what? You know, that extremely brawny Russian sailor. Sailor from before. Yeah, why do Russian names have to be so tough to remember? Oh, please. Stroganov is a lot easier than Rinosuke Naruhodo. Let's be real. Okay, someone's singing. What in the... I hear the sound of someone's loud and enthusiastic humming nearby. Someone's dancing. The greatest detective of all... Okay, it's Sherlock, fuck's sake. That ridiculously obnoxious voice sounds rather familiar. Well, putting aside the singing for a minute, we have a perfect opportunity right here. Yes, let's renew our efforts. We must seize this opportunity to investigate Nikamina's cabin. Right, let's hurry up and get started, before that Mr. Stroga something gets back. He got... yeah, Stroganov. It's not hard, it's NOV. You got Stroga. What's his actual name? Like, we know the Stroganov bit, but what's the other part? Mitrov. It's hard. Hey, it's fine. Like, you got Satoru Hosonaga. Susato Mikotaba. Yeah, they were a lot harder than Russians. Sometimes. Kazuma Asugi. That one's probably the easiest. Grimsby Roilet. Oh, and then we have the actual. Oh, she is 15. Holy crap. Nikamina Boshevich. Yeah. So, Mitrov. So, wait a minute. Of course. Who could this be? Sherlock, of course. Ah, that's Mr. Holmes. Yeah, you don't say. Wow, you never know where he'll pop up next. He just shows up wherever. And everywhere. He appears to be stealing glances at something between hums. As I thought he was dancing. He's just humming, I guess. The greatest detective of all. Bum, bum. Even though we're clearly staring right at him, he's still singing his heart out. Clearly he doesn't know. He does seem to be in high spirits. Maybe he found something out. Oh, his name. His wondrous name. Everyone knows it. Nary a soul denies it. Is he reciting a book? Or something? Excuse me? Lone yet supreme. Yes, his name is... Sherlock Holmes. Oh my god, he was singing a song about himself. Oh god! What the hell was that? Oh, he's ready for a fight. What? You again? Don't disturb people while they're singing. I was just about to reach the crescendo. Well, you kept building up to your name, but never saying it, so I thought I'd do it for you. Oh right, it was us that said that. You were this close to getting a face full of my prized right hook. Alright, I get it. Can you please put those fists of fury away now? Wow. So, Mr. Holmes. We seem to have caught you in the middle of investigating something just now. Ah, yes. I suppose you mean this. Why, this is the ship's log. That outrageously muscular sailor wrote in it before he left. The ship's log? Was there anything unusual written in it? The contents of last night's entry are practically blank after 2 AM. So in other words, there was nothing out of the ordinary last night. Okay. What more could I expect from a Japanese exchange student clad in darkness? Huh? Is that what makes it suspicious? You've got it backwards, my young friend. What do you mean? If you look at some of the other pages, I think you'll understand. It appears that the good sailor's assignment was to keep a close watch on this corridor. The typical regulation is to record nothing unusual in the log every 30 minutes or so. Every 30 minutes or so? Nothing unusual. Needless to say, if nothing of note occurred, nothing unusual would be written here. Oh. But as it so happens, the log entry for last night is blank. There are no reports at all. So, could it possibly mean that something was afoot? I believe that last night, the good sailor left this location due to some circumstance. And just what might that circumstance be? While I still don't know, I'd wager it must have been quite the circumstance. So much that it slipped his mind to write nothing unusual in the ship's log afterwards. Surely this information I found will be worth taking note of. Of course. Ship's log has been filed in the court record. Records of the sailor guarding the first class cabin section, the entries from 2 AM until this morning are blank. Looks like his self-proclaimed title as the Great Detective at least has some merit. Now it seems you are finally beginning to grasp why I am the famous Mr. Holmes. Oh. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine. My head has just been rather heavy today. Perhaps one could say it's pounding. Huh. Well then, lady and gentlemen. May our paths cross again soon. Alright. That humming is finally trailing off. So why does he have a pounding head? What's on your mind, Sesito? You seem to be lost in thought. Well, to be honest, mine has been hurting too. Everybody's head's hurt. Huh? Ever since this morning, my head has felt so heavy for some reason. It's like a constant pounding. So you too, then. Everyone seems to have a headache. That's odd. I guess we're going to Nikamina's room. What do you think is happening there right now? Yeah, that's like the hint as to, you go here. Well, we don't have the to-do list in these games, seemingly. Oh, the suitcase is open. Alright, first class cabin 2. There's no one here. It doesn't look like Nikamina's returned yet. Susato? Huh? Where did she go? Oh, of course. Wait, Susato, you can't just... Time isn't on our side here. We have to investigate when we can, where we can. Okay. We're doing this for Asugi, after all. Oh, that was the book. Not just for Asugi. Huh? It won't be long before we reach the next port. Hong Kong. Oh, right. It's for Naruhodo, too. Are you sure you still want to be wearing those handcuffs when we arrive? Susato. It's up to us, and us alone, to solve this case. Alright, let's do this. Well, let's do it. Time to investigate. First and foremost... Oh, I guess we'll look at the dresses. Naruhodo, are you still here? Yes. I've been here the whole time. Oh, good. I was worried that if I took my eyes off you, you'd go shut yourself up in that wardrobe. Do you think I'm some kind of freak who lives just to jump inside every available wardrobe? From the looks of it, I don't think either of us would fit in here. It's full of beautiful garments. They all look like they're made to be used on stage. Too bad. I was hoping Nikamina's little animal friend might be hiding in here. Well, there's that. I can check the door. Don't know why we would do this, but sure. I see this door is also equipped with an iron bolt, just like the one in Asugi's cabin. Once the bolt's locked into place, gaining entrance into the cabin is impossible. Not true. This bolt. It appears to be rather small and light, but it's heavy enough to not slip out of place. And the door's also iron, so you couldn't use a magnet from outside to move the bolt. Moreover, the door is sealed to prevent the entry of seawater during an emergency. As a result, the needle and thread trick couldn't be used on this door either. Again, I can see why it's not far-fetched to cast suspicions on me for the crime. Well, we can look at the plaque again. The SS Alclair's ship regulations are also posted here in this cabin. Do not store any dangerous goods, such as weapons or animals, in the cabins. Nikamina must have seen this notice before hiding her animal in that trunk. Her friend, as it were. But now her friend has disappeared from the trunk and gone missing. I suppose it might be enjoying a leisurely stroll through the ship. Then I pray Mr. Stroganoff doesn't find it and decide to throw it into the sea. That would be pretty bad. Maybe she's hiding it in her hat. Who knows? These books have all fallen over. Not a single one is left standing. Can we fix those too? Is that a statuette of the guardian god of the sea? It's fallen on its side. Wait a minute. I feel like we've seen something like this before. I remember Asugi's cabin? Yeah, it was the same. Do you think by any chance that Nikamina knocked all these things over when she was practicing her dancing? Would she really be working on her dancing the first day after she defected? Well then... Did you make her lose her temper, causing her to knock everything down in her fury? Like I've been saying, please stop blaming everything that happens on me. Sheesh. Anyway, let me put things back as they were. This would also bother me otherwise. Yeah! OCD prevails! Because of course it does. I can look in the trunk. The trunk from earlier is wide open. It's entirely empty, but according to the great detective's deductions, Nikamina had been hiding her friend inside. Yes, and she felt compelled to keep that a secret. Because the SS Alclair doesn't allow animals to be brought aboard, right? Just what was stuffed into this trunk? And where could it have gone since we were last in here? I thought I could examine something else. Examine the debt? Oh, I can do that. Can examine the desk. There are only a few books on the desk. Or on this desk. Well, Nakamina did only just arrive in this cabin last night, after all. On that topic, I wonder what kinds of books she reads. Good question. Let's take a look here. Holy crap. It's written in Russian. I could have guessed that was so without hearing it from you. Well, asking me for anything more than that is rather unfair. Okay. Oh, we have a bin. It's the waste paper bin for this cabin. Shall we take a little peek inside? Naruhodo. It's not polite to rummage around in other people's bins. She's looking at me like I'm the only waste around here. Well, I suppose we can make an exception, considering the circumstances. That's right, the circumstances, of course. There's nothing of note inside. There's hardly any rubbish in here at all, waste paper or otherwise. That is rather disappointing. Nice tea set. There's nothing inside the teapot. Russians are known to drink a lot because their throats are always dry, right? More likely, since Nakamina arrived last night, she hasn't had time to make any tea yet. I suppose either one could be correct. But I bet 2 copper coins that it's because their throats are always dry. Now you're just being stubborn, Naruhodo. I can look at the plate. Oh, that might have been to feed the friend. Someone dropped a dish on the floor. I don't think it fell. It looks like someone placed it there on purpose. Oh, is it really true then? Has the ship sprung a leak here? Huh? Do you think it's okay? Surely it must be. Surely we're still safe, right? Well, even if there was a small leak, I don't think we'd be in danger of sinking. That makes sense. Right? Right? We're going to be just fine. Wow. She started to worry over nothing. Okay, back over to the right, I suppose? Oh yeah, that is this. I thought I couldn't see it. Right, never mind. This is the same as the one we saw in Asugi's cabin, isn't it? Yes, it's known as a call bell. Well, let's give it a quick tug. Should we really be doing that when we're trespassing? In someone else's room? Susato just grabbed the rope and yanked at it without any hesitation. And yet again, nobody comes. Well, it seems nobody came. Yep. Just like last time, but I'm sure that everyone's still busy. And then we have the vent. I think this would be everything. So this air duct is connected to Asugi's cabin, right? Yes, although I still don't really understand why it's built that way. Oh, I have an idea. Maybe it's so that, in the unlikely event of a gas leak, the person next door would notice. But wouldn't that mean the person in the other room would also breathe the gas, or be breathing the gas? Oh. You have a point. So Asugi saw a speckled band around that vent last night. What the hell? Okay, someone's ringing. Ooh! Warning, this is not a drill. A ship has been confirmed 500 yards ahead. We will make a sharp turn to avoid collision. All hands prepare for possible impact. Oh, is this how? What is happening? It sounds as if our ship is about to collide with another one. I wonder if this is how everything fell. What? Yeah, it is. Oh no, I can't keep my balance. Susato, grab onto me. Cutscene? Susato, are you alright? Are you injured? No, I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo. Bloody hell. Oh no, they're all knocked over again. Fuck. Looks like we avoided the collision. The ship. Looks like we've stopped. Naruhodo, are you hurt at all? No, I'm okay. Actually looks genuinely concerned. Uh-oh. Hello, is anyone in there? Please respond. That voice. It's Detective Hasanaka. Is that you, Naruhodo? Please undo the bolt, quickly. The bolt? Oh, it bolted shut. That's why it was locked up from the inside. Ah, so somebody could have actually gone into the room. But then if we had to make a turn during the night, the door would have shut. Interesting. Oh look, Naruhodo. The bolt. It's locked. Susato, did you bolt the door? No, I didn't touch it at all. And we definitely made a turn because in Asugi's room, everything was also knocked over. That's strange. How did that happen? And these books. I've seen this all before. Asugi's room. Alright, I'm going to undo the door. I thought it said bolt. I should clean up this mess and put the room back to how it was before. But now we know how the door could bolt itself from the inside. The emergency stop was too flashy to have been simply called a mystery. It was certain that there would be something